So yes, now the UK and the EU are resuming negotiations on a trade agreement. To be more precise, the UK has found its will to do so after a speech by EU negotiator Barnier to the European Parliament claims to have discovered new tones of willingness to compromise. In any case, this is the reason for the renewed volte in London after the brash tones of last Friday. Barnier, however, has always said that ultimately both sides must be willing to compromise, which incidentally was also the line of Chancellor Merkel last week in Brussels. There can be no talk of a substantive U-turn by the EU, which Prime Minister Johnson had demanded, so that perhaps the negotiations could continue. The theatre had staged and is now really over. And that's good. No more time should be wasted on gimmicks and games, and no new excuses should be sought for self-inflicted arguments. Time is running out. The European-British relationship is too important to be treated like a poker game. It is therefore right and sensible that negotiations continue on how the future relationship should be shaped after the end of the transition phase. In view of the corona pandemic and the serious economic consequences, a hard Brexit without a follow-up agreement is madness, which hardcore Brexiteers may be willing to accept if they do not even see what's really going to happen, but which nevertheless remains madness. With goodwill, the economic and logistical chaos in the new year can be avoided, but even in the best case, the adjustment costs will be considerable. Yes, the EU leaders have stated that they did not want an agreement at any cost. That is why it is not said that success is virtually certain. The issues of fishing rights, competitive conditions and dispute settlement remain controversial. But why should it be impossible to find workable solutions based on an interest-based pragmatism? Finally, there was also an agreement in other areas. Ultimately, as has been said and written many times, it depends on what Boris Johnson really wants. The Prime Minister, who has lost a lot of approval and credit from the audience because of his corona crisis management, and who has his hands full dealing with this increasingly worsening crisis, should finally put the national interest, the interest of all parts of the country, above everything else. The majority of the voters in the UK voted to leave the EU in 2016. That was regrettable, but that's the way it is. Tears no longer need to be shed about it, about nonsense and loss. The exit has been formally completed, if not yet on the merits. This will be made up for on January 1st, 2021. It would be more than sad if UK and EU could not start the new year as good partners. It becomes painful enough on the island when illusions burst and fantasies are exposed. But that's still better than when thousands of jobs went down the drain. And if you now want to know more about European or global politics, YouTube has chosen another of my videos right here for you on the end screen, right next to your chance to subscribe to my channel, which I hope you already did. I'll see you in my next video. Click and enjoy. Viel Spaß!